All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NEPA TV show. I'm your host, NEPA TV. And you're probably looking at the screen and you're like, this isn't StarCraft 2. What kind of game is this? And some of you are like, of course I know what game this is. It is StarCraft Brood War, and I am doing these commentations because Brood War looks like a pretty cool game. It has more replay selection, and just trying to spice things up a little bit, and I really do want to do more Brood War videos. But anyways, enough about me. Let's talk about these two. We got at the bottom right, the map is Fighting Spirit, by the way. Bottom right is a guy named 7HORUS7. So I'm not sure what the 7s are supposed to be because I'm stupid. But anyway, he's going to be spawning as the yellow Zerg in the bottom right. And in the bottom left, we have the Protoss player named aiaiaiaiaiaia, and he, she, they, whatever the frick you kids do nowadays. He is a Protoss player, and I have no idea who these two are. They could be really old players, they could be new age Brood War players, who frickin' knows. But the map is Fighting Spirit, and this is a quite a popular map in the Brood War scene in my very limited experience. I do enjoy this map a lot. It's got a decent amount of bases, and yeah, so we got a hatchery going down. For those of you that aren't familiar with Brood War, you probably notice on the map, the fog of war is not all gray, it's all black at the beginning. So you actually have to discover the locations. The thing is that some of these players, if not most of the players, have memorized the map so fine-tunedly that they know pretty much everywhere without even having to discover it through the supreme fog of war. And no, it doesn't go back to black. It is gray once you discover it. So that's kind of a cool concept of Brood War. That's pretty sweet. We have a spawning pool coming out for 7. I'm just gonna call him Horus for short, and we'll call this guy aiaiaiaia. Sure, we'll do that. He is going to do the standard Forge Fast Expand. Damn, that's old. Holy crap. Forge Fast Expand. I have not seen that in quite some time. It was in StarCraft 2, but I still just regardless of that, I have not seen in a long time. So Forge Fast Expand. Damn, my nostalgic nerves are going bananas right now. And he's getting a photon cannon as well as a gateway. Natural expansion. He's going to secure this. At the same time, we do see a hatchery coming from Horus. And it looks like Horus did discover at the top right he does not see his opponent at this time. And I don't know, Forge Fast Expand, Forge into Gate into Cyber is maybe the meta. Again, I am totally lost on. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not an expert at Brood War at all. However, when I was playing a little bit of it, it was really fun. Do not know the meta at all, and that kind of makes it more fun for me. It might be more fun for you guys as well, where it's like the Wild West of gaming and whatnot. That probe does die with the 4 Zerglings. That did kill that. We also have an extractor going down as well. Brood War, since there are no queens, there are queens, but they don't fulfill the same purpose as StarCraft 2. You'll see a lot more hatcheries because they don't have those larva injects that a lot of the Zerg players are so accustomed to in the StarCraft 2 scene. Got a Zealot here that's going to complete the wall-off. The cool thing about wall-offs in StarCraft 1 that's both cool and can prove problematic is that you need to be absolutely precise. There was Zergling coming in, but it's not going to matter because of the photon cannon, right? So anyways, back to the wall-off. You have to be 100% precise on the placement of your buildings. If you're even a pixel off, the wall-off will not be technically complete. It'll look like it to you, but it will not be technically complete. You have to be careful. And we see the Overlord's butthole right there, so that's pretty cool. Horus does know where his opponent is at this point. Gonna be curious what he does in reaction to that. From what I understand, oh sweet, he's got a sunken colony, which is basically a spine crawler. The cool thing from what I remember before, Protoss players go Stargate. They do that Corsair kind of build. So yeah, he is going Stargate down here, if you could see. The Overlord does spot that. Cybernetic scores in the main base, so and lots of Zealots. So And I'm pretty sure Dragoons are not very beneficial to use in PvZ and in ZVT. I'm pretty sure, or ZvP rather. There's I think Zerg goes Lurkers a lot. Lurkers, Hydralis, Zerglings into some kind of late game comp. It's pretty cool. It's definitely very different. The game. This is obviously the HD version. This is not the original graphics. We do see a Spire going down for Horus here, so we could see some Mutalisk here. They're pretty cool. And it looks like he's going to grab his third base once he has enough minerals to do so. Has a high gas count, so I am banking on Mutalisk at this point. But again, yeah. Anyways, Lair is down as well for Horus. We actually see Citadel of Adun, and he's going to get charge a lot, which it's not the charge ability, it's just faster movement speed, which is still pretty useful. And movement speed is still in this game for Zerglings as well. And I'm pretty sure he already got it at this point. I can't tell because of the replay system, but first Corsair is coming out, so it's going to be hard to track. I'm going to use the little keypad because it doesn't have the portrait to lock on, so it might be a little janky here. So Corsair's here. He does have some scanning information of the main base of Horus. Aiaiaiaia, that is gonna move out, and he's just gonna hunt some stray overlords. That's usually the way to go with Corsairs, and he does see some, but there is I forgot what this is called. Spore Colony. Spore Colony is the the spore crawler, basically. Not basically, it pretty much is. And the Corsair, where did he go? He went over here to this base over here on the mini-map. At this point, just kind of doing some light harass for aiaiaiaia. And notice the Zerglings are constantly on the move. And they're actually going to stay put here. What their goal is to do is to detect any units that are moving out. This is to detect if there's going to be a third base going down for aiaiaiaia, because that is just some basic scouting information, some good research to take to Horus's head in order to figure out what he's going to do next. And we do see some Hydralis coming out. Don't see the Hydra Den. Where is that? It's over here. Okay, it's in the natural. And then he's got an Evo chamber, and he's getting some Carapace upgrades right now. So those armor for the huge masses of units. We have some Scourges. You'll see a lot of Scourges versus the Corsairs, and if you don't know what Scourges are, those are basically Banelings of the sky, and they are much harder to control than Banelings, from what I understand, and they have to be precisely microed at the top tier level. We do see a force coming out, and as you can see, the Zealots do have charge, so look at how fast they are. They are freaking NASCARs. They are on NOS right now. They're going straight for the natural of Horus, and they're just gonna go straight through, and there's some creep colonies that haven't been turned into sunken colonies yet, and I'm sure they will be once time permits. And this single sunken colony actually thwarts the attack from aiaiaiaia, and Zealots are just going to move to a different location because they see that this is fortified, and they're going to move up to the projected third, which I'm pretty sure that the Corsair has actually already discovered. But he's going to be met with some sunken colonies as well, 3 of them to be exact. At this point, it's just a lot of zoning for aiaiaiaia. We'll see what else he's cooking. Got more Corsairs going, and he's got some High Templars going. I'm not sure if they have what is it, Storm? Pretty sure that they will have Storm at this point. Storm is pretty essential. Oh, and it looks like some sunken colony. It looks like the Zealots are going to attack the third base of Horus, and aiaiaiaia is actually killing all of the sunken colonies. And at this point, Horus has to send all of his units. He's got some lurkers in the mix too, and every single static D is destroyed. There is a lurker right here, and there is no detection for aiaiaiaia, but this lurker is going to buy some time, and the main forces do come in, and he needs to put down these sunken colonies at this point, or not sunken colonies, these lurkers at this point. And some Zealots are moving into the main base, or the fourth base, and he is doing some damage. He did do quite a bit of drone damage. That lurker that was burrowed before has to be unburrowed, and a pretty decent attack. Did a decent amount of damage on the drones from aiaiaiaia, and he actually has a crap ton of Corsairs. We see 6 Corsairs, I'm counting. And yeah, we'll see what happens at this point. The Zergling is still here. It's still no third base from aiaiaiaia at this point. And he is moving out his High Templar. He's got an Observer here for those Lurkers. And we see some Corsairs moving out. I don't think there's one Hydralisk here for anti-air. I don't see anything else. This Overlord is going to die. And it does. So, we got a Spore here. And we'll see what else we got. You see some Zerglings over here and 2 Lurkers moving out. And right now, it looks like aiaiaiaia is just going to stay put. He's got some more Corsairs moving out. The Corsairs is doing a decent amount of damage. Got some Spore colonies here. That the anti-air for the Zerg. And we do have a Scourge here, and he does. It looks like he's about to get it. And it looks like the Scourges do get focus fired by the Corsairs. And again, what is it? The Scourges are kind of weird to control. They kind of glide like you're on an ice rink, sort of. It's that sort of feel. All right, so we have some Corsairs going into the natural base, killing some Overlords in the back. There is a Spore colony, but it looks like the aiaiaiaia is going to completely ignore it just to make sure that the supply count is delayed. And it does get delayed because he is down to a denominator of 21 supply for Horus. And that was pretty big, so that's going to hold him back. He's going to have to spend a lot of money on Overlords. We have 3 Overlords on queue right now. We have some Carapace upgrades for the Flyers, and we do actually have some Templar energy, interestingly enough, for the Protoss player for those High Templar, and you got some ground armor. So it's looking like armor is more favored than damage based on this game. Again, I am not very experienced with Brood War, but right now it's still pretty exciting, and it looks like that aiaiaiaia is going to secure his 3rd base, and I'm pretty sure at this point... Wow, some Scourges here. Interesting. I'm pretty sure at this point, aiaiaiaia is going to secure his 3rd Protoss base, his 3rd base, while he moves out with his forces to just buy some time. How many gateways does he have? One. He's got a Robo Bay, obviously, for the Observer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 gateways. So he's got 9 gateways. So he's going to be turning out a lot. He's got a couple of Dragoons, which is interesting. Dragoons you don't really see a lot in PvZ in my experience. I'm not sure. Again. Probably said that a lot. Might be getting annoying. Well, I don't care. If you're annoyed, you can just turn this off. So whatever. Anyways, Scourges up here. You know, they're just chilling, taking a smoke break. Got a lot of static D. We got 4 static D so far. The sunken colonies and then a Spore as well. And we have some Lurkers for defense here. So both players taking it a little easy after those little skirmishes going on. And I think Horus definitely, so he is caught back up in supply, but those Overlords dying definitely did hurt him, and he's going to put him in the same spot, but this time it's going to be met, the Corsairs are going to be met with 3 Spore colonies. So you see some muscular arguments with just faster movement speed, got some melee attacks, 2 Spires, what? Oh, his 2nd Spire. Okay, so the 2 doesn't necessarily... Okay, interesting. Weird. Anyway, so he's getting his 2nd Spire. Horus is getting his 2nd Spire to get more of the air upgrades. And we do see quite a substantial force from aiaiaiaia. And I don't see not much from Horus. He is getting his 5th base at this point. But that is a pretty scary death ball for aiaiaiaia. And we'll see how Horus responds to that. Again, he's getting a bunch of upgrades, Queen energy, so he's getting some Queens. Queens aren't the one that's the dark light. Oh my goodness, actually this is not good. There was a stray amount of forces here for Horus. He's got 2 Lurkers, and the Protoss does have detection, so those Lurkers die, and then the Zerglings also die, so that was kind of a substantial portion of Horus's army. I'm not sure what he's gonna have to do. He's gonna have to get some units at this point. He's getting some Mutalisks. I think he's going to try to buy some time. I'm surprised that the Protoss player is not moving out. And a high amount of Dragoons, so I guess I am kind of wrong. I guess Dragoons are used in PvZ, but maybe at a mid to late game kind of sort of thing. I do know that Dragoons are heavily used in PvT, because I'm pretty sure Terran goes mech in that. But that has nothing to do with this game. Let's stay here, Nipa. What are you thinking? That's okay. Mutalisks are flapping over here to the 5th base, and we still see a lot of Lurker defenses, so this could thwart off the advance from aiaiaiaia. or at least provide the illusion that Horus has more forces than he actually has. Let's see here. Let's see what else we have. A greater spire. So I'm not sure what that makes. I think it makes the Guardians. Yeah, Guardians are basically broodlords, but they don't have broodlings coming out. They just have these balls of pus and disgusting, you know, just bodily fluids. Semen, basically, yeah. They're just, you know, you just tax the enemy. It's acidic semen, yeah. Corsairs moving out. And we see some Mutalisks here, and they are going to get focus fire by the Dragoons. Lurkers are moving in. This Protoss force is just looking really big. We don't see much of a ground force. We do have, I mean, sunken colonies are pretty great, but you need units to back that up. And unfortunately, I think this could be game for Horus. This is just an enormous Protoss force at this point. We got some Lurkers. They're going to be put down, and I think they're, yep, some Guardians are being morphed over here. Wow, huge Side Storm on them. Today I learned that Mutalisk morph into those Guardians, so that's pretty cool. Big Side Storms on the Lurkers that were burrowed, and some Lurkers are going to be burrowed over here. And at this point, aiaiaiaia is doing quite a bit of damage. He's destroying the drones. He destroyed all of the static defense. At this point, I think Horus is going to just try to, he's going to sack his natural, obviously, and he's going to keep these Lurkers up here. He's going to kill those High Templars for free, basically. That was kind of interesting. Little miss micro, or maybe he was trolling, who knows. Dragoon is getting focused as well, and the Protoss forces, as soon as they move up that ramp, it will not look good for Horus, that is. But he does have these 3 bases over here, and he might even rebuild some structures and stay in this game. But these are actually a pretty good position. This is a pretty good position for these Lurkers. And at this point, we have some Overlords being sent over to the left side of the map. I wonder if they're actually filled with units. I feel like they are. And aiaiaiaia is actually not going to go up that ramp. He's going to go straight for these, outlier bases up here. No, he's just going to regroup in the center. Okay, that's fine. Overlords are moving in all sorts of directions. So we'll see what happens there. I'm pretty sure that these are filled with something. We'll see. But yeah, Horus is still holding on. He does have a chance. He's got 4 Guardians. He just needs more units. As simple as that sounds. What else do we see? We have a lot of photon cannons. Overlords are being sent to over here. I guess he's just moving his Overlords so that they do not get destroyed. He is down in supply. aiaiaiaia is actually still maxed. And the worker count is actually favoring Horus, surprisingly. But he definitely needs more of an Army, Navy, Air Force, Space Force, Coast Guard kind of thing, composition. So we'll see. Marines. I left them out too. God, I'm a jerk. I'm a jerk. That's okay. We're all jerks, I guess. Sometimes. I just up here. They're morphing into Lurkers. And we got some Guardians that have rendezvoused up to make a final stand at the top right of the base. So we still have the Lurkers and the Guardians down here to defend. And again, you know, Horus is still hanging on. So if he buys enough time, he probably still has a chance to be back in this. Dragoon is sniping this sunken colony that is morphing, and it does go down. So that was kind of funny. A little scouting Dragoon. Dragoon does die. Just you see the grape jelly that has just splooged everywhere and has sunken down into the creep. What a sad day for that Dragoon. Sad day indeed. We got some observers in the base actually from aiaiaiaia to see what's going on. A bunch of the tech is here. We actually see a defiler mound. Now, I believe the defilers do have that dark cloud, which decreases the rain or makes... Oh god, I forgot what it does. It makes melee units invulnerable. I need to check up on that. I don't know what I'm talking about. But it's really good. Dark Swarm is very, very good. Drones were transferring. Unfortunately, it is a massacre. And that is just a sad day for those drones because they are not alive anymore. aiaiaiaia is moving up, and he is just kind of zoning out the Zerg player. And He's not attacking, he's not necessarily killing anything yet. I don't think he can. These defenses are actually pretty good. We have sunken colonies and lurkers. Lurkers do quite a bit of damage, and I think lurkers actually do splash technically. And it looks like aiaiaiai is going to move up to this tertiary base up here. Tons of sunken colonies, tons of lurkers. We don't see any guardians being moved. They are being moved right now. Storms on the lurkers. Lurker's still not dead, but observer is there now, I believe, so he does see it. Yeah, the observer's right here, and putting up a substantial defense. Horus is, and the side storms on the guardians are pretty potent. They do not kill the guardians, but guardians are doing a bunch of damage. Sunken colonies still up. Unfortunately, this base is down, but a huge portion, I'd say about half of aiaiaiai's force has been killed and knocked him down. About 49 supply there, so that's pretty good. Looking pretty decent. This base will die. But Horus has quite a bit of resources, really high on the gas count. So he definitely could make some more units. He's got a Scourge here, debating whether what to do with that one. Considering that there is, wow, an Archon. I don't usually see Archons. Yeah, Archons in PvZ and StarCraft 2 are very good, but Archons in StarCraft 1 are... You don't really see them that much. They're usually kind of an extra thing that you use. I think it's when you run out of High Templar energy, you just like, all right, F it, make some Archons. Sunken colonies are thwarting off the offense from aiaiaiai. I don't see any forces from Horus. He is making some lurkers, which should prove well versus these. Protoss forces, we got some Mutalisks coming in. They're going to focus fire the Dragoon. They're clumped up, and unfortunately that was a very beautiful side storm on them. But a majority of aiaiaiai's force is being destroyed at this point. And keep in mind that there's only 4 bases for aiaiaiai at this point. And we do see more reinforcements coming up. Guardians and Lings are being used. I think these Lings are actually cracklings at this point, because at this point you want to get those adrenal glands for sure. We got 3 Archons doing a crap ton of splash damage. There's a huge side storm on the Zerglings. The Lurker is thwarting them off, and actually Horus does hold, surprisingly, which is just pretty cool to see. I cannot believe Horus is still in this. That is the beauty of Brood War, is that it's not it's not so, oh man, he's so ahead that it's pretty much over. It's there's still a chance to come back, which is really enjoyable. But obviously that is a biased point of view from my point of view, because it's biased, clearly. Anyways, we have some drones being transferred over. They are going to die, and oh man, the reinforcements, I think these are the reinforcements that we saw earlier that are arriving over here at the top right. Aegis are trying to damage them. We see some more cracklings coming down, or coming up rather, to try to clean up this force. But you know, Horus, he is still in this. I am surprised. He is securing this base right here. He's going to get some drones here to get some saturation on that base. Cracklings are moving in, and he's actually trying to snipe this High Templar. Still alive, and it's actually forcing aiaiaiai to pull back, and we see some Guardians actually coming from the side, and they're gonna clean up. Holy crap. Oh, there's a side storm on that Guardian, and the Guardian does live, but wow, what an incredible defense from Horus. He is still in this, and there is a chance. aiaiaiai is still in a pretty good position, but we'll see what happens. It could be anybody's game at this point. Both players are fighting strong. Micro is incredible. I'm sure it is incredibly precise. And Overlord is being killed right there. We have some more reinforcements, some more cracklings, just wave after wave after wave. Like, oh man, and this High Templar is going to die pretty much for free. And we have some Guardians. They're being focus fired by the Dragoons, but the Guardians are doing a crap ton of damage on those Dragoons. Well, they did go down, but a huge portion of aiaiaiai's force has been decimated. We have some Zealots here that are... a high amount of Zealots. They are going to chill. So at this point, I do like what aiaiaiai is doing. He's going to stay back, and he is going to build up his forces, get his economy rolling again, and just kind of see where that takes him. And he does have a Reaver, which are super cool. If you don't know what a Reaver is, it's just it's a really slow slug, basically a mechanical slug that fires these things called scarabs, which are basically like these big bombs that do a crap ton of splash, but they can mess up sometimes with the AI. I don't know if they fixed that with the HD version, but I'm pretty sure they did not, which is super cool because a lot of fans of the old game really enjoyed those glitches because they use those to their advantage, and also they get a good laugh when it messes up. So those are cool. All right. And it looks like this base. Wow. Okay. So I did have a Nexus down here with some photon cannons and whatnot, and Horus actually did just clean this up. So slowly but surely, he is chipping away with taking out lots of war of attrition going on. It's like England versus America in the American Revolutionary War right now. You see an immense force and versus little guerrilla tactics. Yeah, little guerrillas. That's actually what happened in the American Revolutionary War. It was just a bunch of guerrillas, and that's how we won. We just beat them with guerrillas. If you didn't know, I'm a history teacher. Okay, so I was going straight for Horus's middle base here. There wasn't that much saturation to begin with, but Aya is gonna take it out, and he does, or she, or they, or whatever. I don't know. I'm just gonna assume they're both he's. Because I'm a jerk, I guess. Alright, we got a creep colony here. We got some lurkers here. And those are at the main base. Again, sticking with the Archons. I think this is because the High Templars were low on energy. So you just combine them two and get some pretty decent damage out of that. Might as well. And the force from Horus is actually pretty decent from what I'm seeing. Very split up. We have two sets. We have this set, and then we have some others. Okay, so aiaiaiaia is moving up to the outlier bases. Sunken colonies are holding off the attack, and Archons are moving up right in the front. I think they're just going to soak up a bunch of the damage from the sunken colonies. Big side storms over here on the lurkers. Lurkers are still alive, and they are doing a crap ton of damage. Those Archons are proving formidable, though. It does kill the lurkers. Hydralisks are holding the line. I don't see any other units. We do see the cracklings over here. There was a side storm in the mineral field here, and this base does go down. So aiaiaiaia is getting an advantage again at this point by killing that base, but Horus does have these Zerglings here, so we'll see what he does with them. He could do a counterattack, or he could attack him straight on. And it looks like he's going to choose to attack him head on. The side storm is in right on top of those lings, kills the majority of them, which is unfortunate for sure. We have some lings in the main base. We have some lings here, and we do have sunken colony here that's going to thwart off these dragoons right now. But aiaiaiaia is still proving strong. He is still moving in, and he is actually just going to get right up at melee range in those static D. And this is not looking so great for Horus, but we'll see what he does. He's got Hydralisks. He's got Lings. His economy is definitely could be better. He's high on gas. And we'll see what happens. So aiaiaiaia is moving up the ramp. We have some 3 lurkers going down. They're being focused by the zealots. And I think the zealots, so we do have 3-3-1 upgrades for aiaiaiaia. Let's see what the upgrades are for Horus whenever I get the chance here. Gotta wait. We gotta see if there's a unit somewhere. We got Carapace too. I don't know what the armor is, and that's game from Horus. What an incredible game. I thought aiaiaiaia obviously was looking really strong in the early game with the huge force and attacking the natural expansion of Horus, but you gotta admit, Horus put up a pretty damn good defense, and he had a chance to come back, and there was a point where I was like, holy crap, I don't know whose game it is at this point. So a very exciting game, greatly played by both. These two are obviously very good players from my perspective, and I want to thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.